Hello everyone, something horrible has happened and I want to make sure I talk about it and help those of you who are thinking of going to schools in the near future are actually aware of what has happened and can avoid it. So here is the news. 3 Canadian colleges with thousands of enrolled students, a lot of them students of Indian origins, have shut down abruptly. Here are some of the things that happened. These 3 colleges, M College in Montreal, the CDE College in Sherbrooke, and CCSQ College in Langwell, they pushed up the deadlines for students to pay their tuition fees, took all of that money, and then gave an abrupt notice that they are shutting down all of a sudden, leaving the students in a limbo. These students have their hopes shattered, but not just that, these students had their money taken away, their hopes shattered, but more importantly, their career at this point is at a standstill. They do not know what to do. Here is another interesting thing. All of these 3 colleges were run by this company called Rising Phoenix International. And even this company has filed for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a kind of protection that allows a struggling company to go behind the protection and not pay any money to its creditors. Now, students are waiting for the government of India and government of Canada to help them out and get at least their money back. Some are demanding the money back, others had spent money on visa they want back, and others are wondering what to do next. Can they complete their education in another institution within Canada so that they can continue on with their life? I'm sure they have a lot of questions on their mind, and it is going to be a very tough next few days for them as the governments and the law enforcement bodies start looking into this and try to resolve this matter. However, this situation could have been avoided with a little bit of due diligence and knowing the red flags when you are looking at a university and applying to the university. And I want to talk about that in this particular video. Look guys, just because a university gives you a low GPA, a low IELTS score, and a low GMAT or GRE score as an incentive to apply, that does not mean you should apply to that university. Look at the university's history, look at the university's recruitment track record, and also look at anything else you can about the university's credentials before you start applying. So let's look at some of these universities. For example, the CDE University from the official website of Canada. So this is the canada.ca, gives you a list of institutions that are accredited in some way or form by the Canadian authorities. It also provides you information whether the courses in that university are eligible for PGWP. PGWP stands for Post Graduation Work Permit. Can you work in Canada after taking a degree from this college? As you can see, some of these colleges, the answer is a clear-cut yes. That means after earning a degree from these institutions, you can work in Canada. However, there are other universities which are not giving you a clear-cut yes or no answer, but giving you further details, and that should be one of the red flags. And as you can see, the CDE college has a details tab, which means that it is not a clear-cut yes or no answer. There are some situations which you may be eligible, and basically they are covering themselves from saying yes outright because they cannot, because they are likely not 100% PGWP eligible. That should be the flag in your mind. The second thing you can do to avoid situations like this is to look at the rankings published not from any Tom, Dick and Harry institution, but some of the top institutions who publish rankings consistently and talk about why a certain institution has ranked high compared to other institutions. Another thing that you should be very, very careful about is when a consulting firm, a recruitment firm, or an admissions consulting firm pushes you to join an institution. As we saw that Rising Phoenix International owned all of these 3 universities, which meant that this consulting firm, this recruiting firm was actually trying to push these 3 universities to all of the candidates that were coming through their doors for admissions consulting, right? And that should again be a red flag. So this is how it works, right? right? Either they own these colleges, so to apply to these colleges and get admitted, they would give you consulting for free. So they will waive off your consulting fees, but they are actually getting a hefty fee from these learning institutions as a finder's fee for getting you admitted to these universities. So if any of the admissions consulting firms you are going to are pushing certain universities to you, which are tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 universities, be wary of that deal. And finally, don't take these admissions consultants on their word about the reputation of your universities. Do your research. Go to a Facebook group. I have a Facebook group for GMAT. Go to WhatsApp, go to college forums and ask questions. Is this a good university? Does anybody know of these universities? And if you hear back nothing or bad things about the university, then be very, very careful about going to the universities. Just because a university is in Canada or US or any other part of the world doesn't make it a good university. So you have to be very, very careful. And finally, this incident is not something that is happening only in Canada or Quebec region. A few years ago, same thing happened with universities in United States. So this is not an isolated incident in Canada. This happens all the time with a lot of universities, and only you have the ability to do your due diligence and not get caught into this web. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you do your due diligence and never go through this problem. All the best with your journey. And if you have any questions, please put it in the comments box. I personally respond to all the comments. Thank you and all the best with your future.